What's been your favorite thing to do with her?
Oh my gosh, every moment
thing to do with her.
Every moment is my favorite, but it's breastfeeding.
Is it breastfeeding?
Yes, I love breastfeeding her.
Okay.
I love breastfeeding her so much that
you're not going to have a second child. Because
breastfeeding is a natural conception.
It's a natural contraception. Is it?
It is a natural contraception because it tells my body that I still need to care for a little one, that it's not ready to produce another little one.
Right, okay.
Yep, so it's a natural contraception, which
so
is
if
why
you don't breastfeed, you're ready to have another baby?
For sure, earlier,
okay.
a lot earlier.
If I was on formula,
yes,
you'd be pregnant now.
Yes, with the way that we do it, yes.
Okay, so...
yes,
I just got that
guaranteed.
One. Like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So breastfeeding's your favorite. This is going a little bit different, guys. We'll have to switch this podcast off. So why is it? Because she gives you the cutest in the cheek. Is it the connection with her in that moment in time, like looking down at her little Squirtle eyes? I call it Squirtle.
Yes, it's very, very intimate.
This is our little Squirtle.
Breastfeeding is very intimate. There's something amazing about the female body. I mean, we produce milk, which...
Keri was totally shocked when her body produced. She's like, I produce milk. Like,
I know. Our midwife the first time expressed me and colostrum or milk came out. Yeah. And we were like, whoa! It was amazing.
You know what? The very first time you had colostrum, it was almost like a big pimple popping. Like it was that's
kind of what a pimple.
Yeah, that's kind of what, like, I was like, oh my God, she's really going in there for that little head.
I don't want to say pus, but like, it was like.
But it was really like, it was colostrum.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and yeah.
So breastfeeding's your favorite because
my favorite because it's so special, and I know it's not going to last forever. I'm not in a rush to wean her away from breastfeeding, and I think that's one of the fortunate things that we have working from home. I say what's your least I'm just favorite? Being at home.
What's your least favorite?
Feeding her.
But not breastfeeding her, but feeding her food.
Feeding her real food. If I could put her on my breast, I would just do it all the time. Feeding is a skill for both her and I, because I think on the one hand, when I watch her feeding, I see her struggling to swallow, to chew. She doesn't have teeth yet still. And so the whole practice of feeding is a real thing, and for me as well, because I would say to you, if I had all the time in the world, and this is my limitations of time, I would just feed her whenever she was hungry. Just fully like mouth.
It really stresses you out. Mouth full. Like I've seen this many times. It's like a boxing ring. Like it's a boxing match because I will be
Mama versus Ocean.
Like you would feed her, and then I was like taking food out of her mouth and giving it to Bella, and like screaming and punching her hair and pulling her hair out because she's just like, I don't want it anymore. But she'll eat because then you tend to find gaps, and it's a really stressful thing for all mums.
I'm just going through this as a learning process, because there are moments in time where I think, right, I'm actually learning about this. When I switch my mindset of why aren't you eating to, hey, what can I learn from this? I begin to observe. When I come from a non-judgmental place, I'm observing. And when I observe her, I recognize, right, maybe she's not as hungry today, like you say. Maybe she's just not hungry. And then I'll be able to check the next day on her poo. Okay, she's not just not hungry because she's not pooing. And then that, it does take time. It's very, very intuitive.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't get it right.
Correct. And it can be very upsetting. I think you've done a great job at not getting yourself too riled up, even though there are always moments. But the root cause of all unhappiness is perspective, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's expectations.
It's expecting her to eat and having rules. And if those rules get broken, that's when you get unhappy.
Yeah, I realize when I'm like, she's going to eat at this time. So when I feed her at that time, I expect her to eat.
Correct.
But she's like, I'm not hungry. I'm like, excuse me?
well, then because it bleeds into the rule of sleeping. She's going to sleep later. And then during the night, she's going to wake up and feed, and then you're not going to get a good night's sleep, and then she's not going to get a good night's sleep, and then it affects the morning. And it's just all of these rules and scenarios that create such a confined space, so that when she doesn't feed, it really causes a lot of stress on both of you.
Yeah,
Like
there's consequences.
It's not stressful for you just alone. It's stressful for her. And I look at her and I go, this poor little thing. She's really like, she's telling you she doesn't want to eat.
Yeah, she doesn't know. And that's the thing. Like, I expect her to know because she's done it for the last 4 months.
Sometimes
but really,
she forgets how to eat.
Totally, she does. And
she forgets how to walk. She forgets how to crawl.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about
genuinely,
her forgetting how to crawl.
Sometimes forgets.
Like she just goes, how did I do that again?
Yeah. It's so genuine and it's so innocent. And I'm not judging her for her lack of eating. It's just that I know what happens and the consequences of her waking up through the night.
Yep.
I know the consequence of her energy.
Yeah.
And on our walks, like we would walk for 30 minutes and all of a sudden she's like, grizzly.
She gets grizzly.
Yeah, we say grizzly.
Grizzly is the best word.
And she's like, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry. And then she'll try and eat our fingers and things like that.